On the first day of the project, we decided to add a twist to the briefing. We participated in a raffle. In each piece of paper, there was a brief, and whatever was on the paper decided the project that you were going to work on for the next 3 weeks. Throughout the first and second week, as a class we played a few games to get to know each other a little bit better. Now, with all of the introduction stuff out of the way, let's begin looking at all of our lovely site visits, beginning with Group 1, the homeless shelter. Together we gathered some old clothes, shoes, food, and sanitary products we found at home to donate to the homeless shelter. We packed out all of the items and made sure to fold all of the women's and men's clothes separately so that it would be easier to pack them into bags.
Cheers, guys.
Count 1, 2, 3. The Haven Show. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3. The Haven Shelter.
Cheers, guys.
As the shelter was less than 10 minutes away from campus, we decided to make a walking trip out of it. Upon arrival, we were greeted by the manager of the shelter, Mr. Gavin, and taken to the main seating area that Group 1 was going to design for. This is also where we held the interview with Gavin and learned so much about his job here and the difference he has made in the lives of many homeless people.
Okay, so Mr. Gavin, tell us about your position at the shelter.
So this is my third week at Napier Haven Night Shelter. So this is my third week. I used to work for the Haven, 2021-2022, and then I worked for Newton Homeless Ministry for 4 years, and now I'm back at the Haven as the shelter manager of the Napier Night Shelter.
And then, what is your challenge concerning running the shelter?
The challenge is clients. So the biggest challenge in any shelter is clients with different needs, but the biggest one is clients' entitlement. They always want, they don't know when to wait, they always want things, and it's like taking care of an adult that wants to act like a child. I've got 2 kids at home, 16-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they don't act like this. But it's because of all the abuse of alcohol, the abuse, and the way they're grown up. They're coming from different families. As I said, it's abuse, and drug abuse, sexual abuse. Some people got mental health issues, which even makes it more difficult, not just for the manager, but for the social workers that actually works with them. So it makes our work even much more harder. 151. So the capacity of this shelter is 151. Yeah.
How many females?
Probably 21 females. The rest is males.
Sure. That's very interesting. Do you think there's a reason why there's more males than females?
There is, historically on the streets, there's more males on the streets than females.
That's very interesting.
And do you think that's being that some shelters accept women more than men, or do you just think men tend to be on the streets easily?
Well, there is some shelters that don't even have any women. So there's a lack of women on the streets, and I think it's because most women can take better care of themselves. They don't end up on the street than men. And also the reason for men ending up on the street, there is a lack of a father figure in their lives.
Do any of them have like active jobs?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got different dorms. There's one dorm in particular that only have working clients, and then the other dorms that are actually mixed, but mainly unemployed clients as well.
Is destruction a problem? Like, do they have times when like they destroy something on property?
So there were times before my time when they would fix a shower tap, and a couple of days after that it's gone. Or the water is just, like recently now also, the maintenance person would come and work on the showers, especially in the male section. After a couple of days, water is leaking again, toilets is overflowing, all the poo-poo is coming out because they are blocking the toilets, they're doing all funny things, especially your males. It has nothing to do, they just want to sleep, they want to drug. So that is the main issue. Some of them think that the shelter belongs to them.
So for when we design these, do we have to design it in a way that it's not easy to destroy?
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you have a problem with theft and all that?
So there's a.
How do you prevent that?
It's difficult to prevent if someone is allocated a locker and you don't have a padlock for the locker. Anyone will just scratch in there and take anything. There's no cameras in the domes because of privacy. We cannot put cameras in the domes. So theft is a huge problem in a shelter, especially by the male section, especially the male section. There's consequences, but that is only if we have evidence, and most of the time, there's no evidence.
After gathering the information the group needed, they began taking a look around the shelter. The group made notes of outdoor measurements, visited the different dorms, and lastly took measurements of the room where the interview was held, as this space was the main area of concern. After handing over the donations to the shelter, we took a quick picture with Gavin. Now, let's take a look at Group 1 and their final design presentation.
Hi, we are the Haven Sanctuary, made up of the following members: Lebogang Mabaso, Kwakanya Notununu, Sylvia Moteleng, Zershal Faye, Tristan Graham, Thomas Gordon, and Christine Mangoma. The project proposes the development of a permaculture garden at the Haven Shelter in the Waterkant, Cape Town, to create a productive, sustainable, and engaging outdoor space for the residents. The garden will provide opportunities for residents to grow vegetables, herbs, and flowers while encouraging skills development, community participation, and interaction with nature. Guided by permaculture principles, the design aims to transform underutilized areas into an accessible and low-maintenance space that promotes well-being, environmental awareness, and a sense of belonging among shelter residents. These are the following principles that we will be using within our design: equitable use, size and space for approach and use, and lastly, perceptible information. The following slides show who the Haven Night Shelter is, the processes that we went through to come up with our final design solution, which include the concept design sketches for our ground level garden space, the PVC vertical garden system, and the concrete benches. These are the final outputs of what we were able to come up with. Firstly, we have the technical drawing for the PVC vertical garden system. Then we have the technical drawing for the ground level garden system. We then have the 3D diagrams of the PVC vertical garden system, together with the manual as to how we can dismantle and assemble the PVC system. And lastly, for our outputs, we do have a final 3D render of what the whole place will look like after we've included everything, including the ground level bedding, the vertical PVC pipe garden system, and the benches for them to sit. Overall, with our evaluation, we did note that both systems offer valuable but different contributions. The PVC garden system optimizes space and accessibility, with the ground level beds promoting communal engagement and conventional planting methods. Together, they create a balanced and inclusive permaculture garden suited to the needs of the shelter.
Now, let's move on to Group 4, the playground and kindergarten group. Unfortunately, we were not able to visit the site ourselves, but Kutso, our lecturer, was able to get some pictures, giving us insight into what the playground and kindergarten looks like, as well as all of the areas of concern. So, let's take a look at Group 4's presentation and their final design solutions.
We are Group 4 and we decided on the name Play Forward, a word play on the common saying paying it forward, as we are using our skills to help the community. Our group members are Mia Alyssa Abrams, a second year interior student, and Blaze Anderson, a higher certificate student. Then our bachelor's in architecture first year students are Anouk Mandi, Bibi Kasim, John David Sibrit, Kutzamwari Masengu, Palesa Pala, Philip de Villiers, and Ethan Lee Hendricks. Unlike the other groups, we were tasked with 2 briefs. The main focus of both our briefs was to focus on permaculture, which is a sustainable design approach that works with the natural environment and the community. For this project, we aim to support the community of Langa by redesigning a play park and creating planter beds for a kindergarten using indigenous Cape plant species. This incorporation promotes environmental outdoor awareness, stimulates learning, and contributes to the development and growth of Langa's youth. For our 3 main permaculture design principles, we focused on for this project are integrate rather than segregate, use and value diversity, produce no waste. The community served by this project is located in Langa for local youth. The designs are aimed for youth between the age of 3 to 18 years old. Many of the youth in this area have limited access to safe, stimulating and well-maintained outdoor environments. The community needs opportunities for active play, environmental education, and social and personal development. When researching Langa and the playground itself, we came to an understanding that the playground and kindergarten have various problems, such as safety, maintenance, nighttime visibility, lacks biodiversity, and universal accessibility. So we aim to design a safe, well-maintained playground, improving nighttime visibility and creating a more accessible playground for all residents, while increasing the biodiversity within the space. For the final design of our playground, we decided to redesign the playground while keeping all the existing play items and simply rearranging them. For materials, we decided on removing the dilapidated concrete in the middle of the playground and replacing it with a locally made wet pour rubber surface that comes in various colors and is made from recycled rubber. For the kindergarten, we landed on a planter box made completely from recycled materials. We will use 9mm thick marine plywood that we will find at the local marina, that is cost effective and durable. Then there will be old tires placed on two edges to maintain safe using for the children. The key focus of the project was youth development within the community. The play park encourages social, physical, and cognitive growth. The planter beds provide environmental education. The use of native Cape plants contributes positively to biodiversity. However, the designs have not been tested or implemented in the community. Some design decisions were based on assumptions about users' needs rather than direct consultation with clients.
Next up, we have Group 3, the bus stop group, also known as the bench warmers. Like with the shelter, the bus stop was pretty close to campus, so we took another walk to site. At the site, the group gathered the information they needed and studied the difference between two different bus stops. One of the main differences they saw was how the one was missing tactile flooring for the visually impaired users, which isn't sustainable nor inclusive design. Now, let's listen up to Group 3's design solutions.
Group 3 was given the sustainable bus stop and the bench warmers came into fruition. Our members include Zoe, Patrick, Martin, Andrea, Iman, Anushka, Dondre, Ellen, Justin, Lakeisha, and Warwick. The brief requires the design, development, and presentation of sustainable bus stop shelter solutions for the City of Cape Town and Golden Arrow bus services. The bus stop should be designed to incorporate elements of permaculture, which relies on biomimicry to create more eco-friendly and biodiverse environments. Our first permaculture principle is equitable use. The second permaculture principle is perceptible information. The third permaculture principle is simple and intuitive use. The public transport commuters are expected to use the existing roadside bus stops in Cape Town, which are primarily designed for basic transport functionality and lack environmental sustainability, thermal comfort, and aesthetic integration with the urban environment. Our final concept sketch houses a slanted roof as a unique design element and for easy water drainage. The water drainage is in the form of a slow drip irrigation water system on the same side as the vertical gardens on the rear end of the shelter. And finally, our design solution is a final 3D render of our sustainable bus stop design drawn up by Patrick on Rhino. Evaluation. The output design solution meets all the requirements as it utilizes native plants, has vertical roofs, integrates solar energy, and contributes to a more sustainable surrounding environment. However, a big challenge that was faced when designing these eco-friendly shelters was attempting to make it sustainable while keeping the high risks of theft and vandalization in the city in mind.
Now, with the best group for last, we have Group 2, the hiking trail group. Hiking trail group, let's go. We started off with a head count, and this head count meant that all of us needed to come back in one piece. Soon after is when the hike began. And not even 5 minutes in, I think a lot of us started regretting our decision to hike. Nonetheless, most of us pushed through to the end. Now, here's a montage of the Lion's Head Trail scenery before we begin our presentation. Now, let's take a look at the final design presentation from Group 2.
Permaculture Group 2, Eco-Trace, the hiking trail group, which consists of Amisa, Thomas, Tumelo, Alexandra, Maku, Gregory, Marwa, Jacobus, Jaden, Lisa, and Hugo. The Cape Town City Centre Management of the Lion's Head Hiking Trail wants to have reliable hiking routes that are accessible to all users through an easily visible and intuitive wayfinding system. The wayfinding system needs to be made from affordable materials and placed within the environment of Lion's Head to create an overall safe and enjoyable experience for hikers. Permaculture principle: observe and interact. Design from patterns to detail. Integrate rather than segregate. Lionhead's community is made up of locals, hikers, runners, tourists, and people who are into or involve themselves with nature. People part of this community need access to safety, conservation of nature, and the opportunity for outdoor activities. Their needs include well-maintained hiking trails, clear, informative signage, safety measures, as well as environmental protection. These are important priorities as the community continues to grow, which would also include balancing out Lionhead's nature and hiking trails to keep both the people and the environment safe. Part of our process in the project was to redesign the signs that form part of the Lionhead hiking trail. We wanted the information on the signs to be more distinguishable to ensure that the users can go through the hiking without struggling. We made our signs reflective so that people who hike in the dark can see them more easily and not get lost on the trail. We are focusing on improving the overall visibility, durability, and placement of each sign so that all hikers can follow the trail with confidence. By upgrading the material and making the signs stand out in different weather conditions, we aim to create a safer, less difficult route for hikers. Interactive board. A 2-meter-high dual interactive board will be met at the trailhead. The rotatable panels will have pictures and information of the local flora, emergency contact maps, and trail updates. Directional compass with reflective plate. Sometimes when hikers reach the summit of a hike, they feel disorientated, so the sign will ensure that they are familiar with the Cape orientation. The compass pointing to the known places in Cape Town will instantly give them sense of direction, even in the dark or in fog with the reflective plate. Directional caution arrow. This sign contains critical information about the trail because it provides directions which contribute to the general safety of the users. The mobile app. This local wayfinding app was designed for users who would prefer a digital way to follow the hiking trail. The app can also be downloaded from the QR code on the signage. We have designed 3 pages for the app. Map page serves as the app's landing page. You are able to search for the hiking trail you want to see, as well as the start and ending point of the different routes. Biota page is where information is gathered on the surrounding environment. We also designed the app to have a natural dark mode, as it is much more eco-friendly than light modes on mobile devices. Evaluation. This concept suits the natural environment perfectly because of the material that is used. This material is easy to maintain, and the gabion stone provides the panels with a sturdy and durable base. The 2-panel setup that is separate creates an opportunity for a more digestible intake for information. Cotton steel used can become quite hard during the day, and this could present a problem if an individual is to touch these boards. The stone at the bottom can loosen over time, which will require maintenance.
And that concludes all of the Cape Town 10% Permaculture presentations. As a class, we would like to thank our client, the Cape Town City Centre, for entrusting us with creating design solutions that will help make our city much more sustainable in the near future. We would also like to extend our thanks to our wonderful lecturers, Kutso, Ruan, and John, for guiding us throughout the designing process in the last 3 weeks. Lastly, I would like to thank our film crew, Mia, Alyssa, Anouk, Sylvia, Amisa, and Alan, for making this documentary possible. Thank you.